How do you self-sabotage?
Self-sabotaging is something that's like you do it to yourself. So in a personal aspect, I self-sabotage by listening to a lot of depressive music and keeping up with a depressive thought. I'm very big on people pleasing. Like I need people around me. So after a certain amount of time, if I haven't like interacted with a human, it starts to get very depressive. We need each other. Music is a big form of like influence, and it deals with a lot of our energy. I'm a firm believer of energy. And depending on the melody that you use for your days dictates what happens with your life. You know what I mean? So it always starts with your mind first. You know, you wake up in the morning, you say, you know, I'm alive and I'm living, I can't complain.
Right.
And the day kind of continues. If you wake up in a bad mood, vice versa, you know what I mean? So
Of course.
just listen to good music, keep a good thought, you know, be around positive people.
Of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
I feel like I self-sabotage myself by staying in the same environment where I got sick.
Okay. You, what type of environment? Like you feel like you stay at home?
Yeah, being a homebody, I don't really go out much and, you know, take the time to, I guess, self-reflect outside of my environment.
Okay.
And, you know, get some fresh air and, you know,
Talk to more people?
yeah, talk to more exactly. I feel like I don't really have a circle where I talk to or vent to. I just feel like I, you know, have these conversations in my head and constantly beat myself up about that.
Do you have the fear of missing out? Like you're missing out on something in life?
Yeah, I mean, I'm only 26 years old. I feel like compared to other, you know, women my age,
Right. Achieving more maybe?
achieving more things, you know, doing school and all these productive things, I feel like I'm not as productive as I should be.
You are a new mom right now?
Yes, I am a new mom.
Congratulations.
My baby's right here. Yeah.
How do you feel that changed you? What do you?
I
What did
feel
that
like
teach you?
Financially, like I feel like it's teaching me to be more responsible.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people my age, they are still going out clubbing, partying, traveling, you know, doing all these things, appreciating their youth.
Okay.
I feel like that's a big one right there. I'm not really appreciating my youth.
But in my opinion, as I told you before, being a mom is one of the greatest things ever, in my opinion. And
I am learning that.
thank you so much. I really
No
appreciate
problem.
I would say one thing that I've noticed I tend to do is isolate myself. So rather than like reaching out to friends or family that can help me through those challenging times, I tend to keep to myself. And I think that kind of leads to a vicious cycle because I'm not seeking the support. And so rather than going out and talking to my friends or other people, I just spend time alone. And also, I think that also leads to spending more time on social media than I normally would, which is
It makes it
again,
even worse.
Huh?
It makes it even worse.
Exactly.
sometimes.
It's just kind of, again, it's this vicious cycle that unless you're really intentional, can be hard to break out of.
Right. Do you think talking helps? Because I was making a video and someone told me actually talking about a problem, sometimes it doesn't have that much value that people think, because it keeps you in that loop, because you're always talking about it, you're always reliving that experience. What do you think?
I think that talking about it helps when you're talking to the right people. So I think the right people are going to help give you
Insights.
actions and insights that you can take to break out of whatever it is that is keeping you trapped where you are. So I think it's discerning who the right people to talk to are.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
I used to self-sabotage by smoking weed, not anything else. I smoked weed because it was a release from perception of life. It was a release from just not feeling anything. I used to smoke a lot when my grandma died. She passed away in April, and I think I self-sabotaged because I left a lot of things just to take care of her in her last moments, and I did smoke a lot during that because I didn't want to feel anything, and I was afraid of feeling anything. I felt guilty because when I left, she was just like, she kind of went downhill and her health was declining, so I felt like it was partly my fault. And yeah, I just smoked because I wanted it to go away, and I wanted to just feel nothing. It's better than feeling heartbreak or grief, I guess. And
Do you think did it help you in some ways?
something like that, I guess. It was definitely saving face from crying in front, or like from grieving in front of my whole family because everyone else was distraught. But I don't think it really helped in the long run. It helped me just feel nothing, and
Right.
it was hard to like have conversations with my family members who were looking for, how to express their feelings. And for me, it was just like, when you're smoking, you're just out of it, and you're not like in the mood to have a conversation. So,
Do you miss her a lot?
what?
Do you miss your?
I miss her every day. I miss her so much, all the time.
If you could meet her again and you have a sit-in with her or a day with her to spend with her, how would that day be, and what would you want to tell her?
If I could spend one more day with her, I think I would probably do her favorite thing. It was horseback riding. She used to love taking care of horses and animals and a lot of other pets, and I loved that she loved doing it, and I loved just like watching her devote her entire life to like taking care of stray animals that had no other home or alternative, because they're just animals. So I think I would do that, and I think I would probably do that, and then spend like a day at the library. I don't know. She loved learning. She was a teacher for more than 20 years. So she devoted her life to just like helping other people and like children and animals. So I would do things that she would like doing, and I would love to see that look on her face again. And I think that my biggest regret is not getting my associate's degree, because I was in the middle of getting it, but then the pandemic hit, and then there was a lot of things, just a lot of contingent factors that got in the way of it, as well as smoking. And I think that it sabotaged my academic career, or deterred it, not sabotaged, but it just delayed it a lot. And I think that if I didn't smoke, then I would have gotten it while she was still alive. And it sucks that I don't get to see that look on her face of me getting my degree, but I know that I'll definitely use that to achieve more in my academic career rather than just doing it to feel nothing, because it's a debilitating feeling to not be able to feel grief or happiness or sadness. It's nothing.
I wish you luck,
Thanks.
and thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Of course, anytime.
Well, I'm a procrastinator, and I know that I procrastinate, so I guess, and I don't do anything about it. I just keep procrastinating, and I try to figure out ways to how to come out of it. I never do. I just keep doing it, So, but I also, like I was telling you, I smoke weed. I don't think that's a form of self-sabotage, even though it does make me procrastinate more. Because if I'm high, I tend to like not want to do things, right? Because when you're high, you don't want to do shit, right? So, I guess that's a form of self-sabotage if I had anything to say about that. But
how did the pandemic affect your life?
Well, during the pandemic, I was going through like a transitional change of like cleansing myself of the things that I didn't need anymore. And through the pandemic, I realized that the friends that you've had throughout your whole entire life, they could just be gone within a second, and not give a shit about you or anything, or about you or your life or what you're going through. I get it that people were going through their own things during the pandemic, and, people have their lives and their own issues and things like that. But, it doesn't take too much to like text somebody, like, hey, how you doing? How's it going? How you been? How do you feel? I'm the type of person that looks for people, right? So I guess when I started like during the pandemic, I was like, you know what? Let me take a step back and see who reciprocates the energy that I was putting out, and nobody.
Really?
Nobody did. I was completely alone for a while. Like through the pandemic, I lost all my friends. The friends that I thought were my friends. And it's funny that you're talking to me about this, because I actually have never said this out loud to anybody, nonetheless on camera. But it was a tough time. Not a lot of people know what I was going through at that time, but because my friends were just not around, or the friends that I thought were my friends didn't want me around, or I haven't spoken to them about any of that. I just like, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. But
now going forward in friendships, you have a different view. You reevaluate people in a different way.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you're not pouring into me, I can't pour into you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not reciprocating the energy that I'm putting out, I can't fuck with you. You know what I mean?
It has to be a two-way street.
It has to be a two-way street. If I'm looking for you, I'm hitting you up. Hey, what's going on? How's your life going? Or hey, can we go get a beer this weekend or something like that? If you're not pouring into me in that way, you're never gonna hear from me again. And I'm completely fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. I keep a small circle, and the circle that I keep now is people that pour back into me. It's not.
You lift each other up, or
exactly. We lift each other up, and we make each other level up, and that's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. That's what friendship is. It's like leveling up with the people that are closest to you. You know what I mean?
Wow. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate it.
No problem, man.
How do you self-sabotage?
I get too comfortable and then I do nothing, or I talk myself out of knowing that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay. Tell me about a tough time of your life, a dark period of your life. What was going on into your mind? How did you process it, or what did life teach you about yourself at that period?
In that period is that you're not necessarily the only cause of you not feeling the best. Like people have a huge effect in how you view yourself.
Right.
So I think the only thing that taught me, or the main thing that taught me, is that I need to curate who I'm with and my spaces. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Do you care, or you used to care a lot about what people think about you or about what you do?
I'd like to think that I don't, but I do.
We all do, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think so, yeah.
What's your advice? How you think we can combat that?
I feel like everyone's just as lost, and if you remember that, then I think you won't care as much about what the other person who's going through the exact same thing as you are, what they think of you. Because if anything should matter, is like what you think of yourself. Like you have the priority, so yeah.
And sometimes it's all in our heads. People don't even think about us, and our minds.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.